Okay, getting into spiritual practices, you know what I'm saying? So the list is, if you've never heard it before, the basic ones are basically, just meditation, crystals, building an altar, there's sound bowls, you got tarot cards, things you could use for like divination. And the reason why you want to use these things and start working with them as tools is you gotta look at it like, the world is crazy and with all these things going on, these are resources to help you fight back, you know what I'm saying? If you need protection and you don't feel like that's a viable option for you physically, you can always have spiritual protection. You know what I'm saying? You always can connect with your spiritual guide. You always can connect with that spiritual or that energy. You know what I'm saying? And these are the ways to tap into. So setting up an altar. You know what I'm saying? An altar is just basically a something where you're going to be having an energy exchange. So when people have ancestor altars and stuff, they put up food, they put up cigarettes, beer, candy, whatever it might be, so they can give that energy and then they'll get it back from their ancestors through messages, through help that they wouldn't be able to do physically. They basically give you that energy back. Could be protection, could be help with the bills, could be insight or like guidance, whatever it might be. But there's other altars you can set up besides just ancestor altars. Maybe you are too afraid and you don't want to be quote unquote playing with the dead or whatever that might. You can set up an altar with toys. You can set up an altar with stuffed animals. You know what I'm saying? On my nightstand, on the opposite side, there's a group in here. There's like an elephant stuffed animal. Behind me, you see Buddhas and stuff like that. This is like kind of a mini altar, if I really wanted to call it that. And it's nothing but Buddhas. One day I plan to set up an altar, nothing but Dragon Ball Z figures for protection. Right now I have terracotta warriors that I bought like on Amazon, and I have them all around the house, and that's for protection. You know what I'm saying? These are simple things that you can do. The tarot cards, I'm still studying tarot at the moment, so I don't want to pretend like I'm a big expert, but you can watch the video I have called What is Tarot, where actually the actual tarot read gives more insight. You know what I'm saying? And if your spirit leads you to it, and if you're open to it, you should study more about it. But basically, you can use these cards to get like a direct message from ancestors, from God, from the universe, whatever you are looking for. You can get a direct message with the images, the story the card tells, and what the card symbolizes. So that's something that you can get into, and let alone having somebody read you. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you can read yourself. That's what I say, that you don't need to be following anybody because you have the power to do all that they're doing. They're not special. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing stopping you from getting into this. Next, crystals. So you can look at crystals like if you ever played video games, and this is like getting that booster pack that's supposed to help you on the mission. That's a good way to look at crystals, but you can also take them as serious as, using it to heal, healing a headache with amethyst. You know what I'm saying? Unlocking your intuition with the lapis lazuli. I hope I said that right. I'm gonna put it up here. But, attracting more money with pyrite or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? You might be already into crystals if you're a fan of gold or diamonds or whatever. Those are nothing but minerals with metaphysical properties. So you can use these as like booster packs, as like something to help you, you know what I'm saying? As something to amplify what you got going on. If you're nervous, you grab the crystal that's gonna help you boost your voice. You know what I'm saying? If you have a hard time relaxing, you grab the crystal that's gonna help you relax. You know what I'm saying? And these are the tools that we have to help us out. And they're still pretty cheap right now. And they might not always be this cheap, because as spirituality becomes more popular, you'd be surprised how, less people are buying video games and more people are buying crystals. So now a crystal that was like 99 cents in the crystal store is now, or in the Botanica, is now like $5-6 a piece. You know what I'm saying? So definitely something you want to get into sooner or later. And just like everything else, I'll probably make more in-depth video on that. And you can also start studying any of these subjects yourself if that's something that your spirit resonates with. Herbs, using herbs for healing. You can make teas. That's a good way to get into it. Using herbs for like healing your skin or healing a cold or like a headache or any type of ailment. You can use herbs to like make your own little lotions and make your own little like tinctures and essential oils and stuff like that. That's actually very simple to do. You can use herbs for spiritual protection. You can use herbs to try to help you amplify your money. You can use herbs for a whole bunch of things, you know what I'm saying? And to cook with, to season your food, you know, most of the seasonings that we use day to day are just herbs, you know, thyme, oregano, nutmeg, cinnamon, you know, these are just herbs, you know, and we use them all the time, but it's you want to get into studying them and incorporating them more strategically. You know, each herb has an energy, and each herb can help you in life. Aside from just healing, you know, it can help you with your manifestation. It can help you with spiritual protection and cleansing yourself and stuff like that. A lot of times we used to see our grandmas and our older relatives doing what you would call rituals with like bushes and certain brooms, and they clean on these certain days, and when the new year is coming, they cook this certain food and do this certain thing for good luck. And that superstitious behavior, you know, they were using herbs and things of that nature. You know, they might boil this certain bush or something like that, depending on, you know, what culture and stuff you come from. I remember that we used to have a lot of that growing up. There would always be some herb or something for everything that you might have a problem with, whether it be physically or spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Burn a herb to cleanse your house, you know, get into the use of sage and stuff like that. Don't allow anyone to make you feel scared of this stuff. The logic that you have to use is that this comes from the earth. How can this be scary? It's supernatural. It's not unnatural. It's natural, but it's super, you know what I'm saying? So chakras, you know, chakras, I feel like the best way to kind of look at it is like, this is a built-in reference guide and a cheat code for what you might need to be working on when you're healing. You know, so it's like, okay, this thing triggered me. You can refer to a certain chakra based on what the symptoms are of what it might have triggered you, and then you know what to work on. And then these are basically like different energy points that work with the different systems in your body, and when you gain an understanding of them, it'll help you out more with your health. That's for one. It'll help you out more with your energy and what you need to work on. So for example, if you don't speak up for yourself a lot, you might need to work on your throat chakra. If you're feeling physically lightheaded, or if you're feeling like out of the loop, or you don't know where you're going, or you can't really think clearly, you might need to work on your crown chakra. You know what I'm saying? And whether you think these things are scary or not, whether you believe in them or not, they're always going to be there. So you might as well proactively start to learn about them. This is going to speed up your healing journey. This is going to speed up the understanding of what you got going on with yourself, because everything is about being in balance of energy, and these are your energy centers, and all you basically have to do is keep them in balance to be a balanced homeostasis person. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'll make a longer video on chakras and then meditation. Meditation is probably the most important thing, because what you're doing is starting to reorder your thoughts. Thoughts are going to dictate your reality, because eventually thoughts are going to lead to action. Actions are going to lead to what you're creating, you know what I'm saying? What you're showing the universe that you want. So you want to do meditation to reorder your thoughts. You want to start separating the voices. You want to be able to differentiate the voice that means you well versus the voice that's always causing destruction. And it's your voice. It's coming from the inside. It's not no evil voice. It's not no voice or no, you know, demon or nothing in your room. It's your voice on the inside. You know, when you're watching the cartoon and the consciousness and they have the angel and the devil on the shoulder, that's a conversation that's happening constantly. You know, one side is telling you to do one thing and the other side is telling you to do the other. And when you can start to separate the voices, it's going to be easier to be led by your spirit to where you want to go, because they're always talking. But you have to tune out the chatter, the negativity, the doubt, the worry, the fear. And meditation helps you get centered. You know, you also want to get into practice grounding and stuff like that. And this doesn't just come in one way, shape, or form. There's many techniques to doing meditation. You can just put music on and go outside and go for a walk and just zone out. But the goal is to zone out and turn off all those thoughts and talking and worrying that you got in your head. Even if it's just for a second, you know, eventually that second could turn into 10 seconds, could turn into minutes, could turn into hours, until eventually master. I don't always meditate with the traditional stance. You know, I make up my own stuff all the time, because I try to do what helps me. And another thing you want to do is, when you're doing your meditation and stuff, get into the practice of deep breathing and doing breathing exercises, because this is also going to help you stay centered as well as help you stay healthy. But when you start to realize and gain more control of your mind and thoughts, it's like grabbing the control in a video game, but you gaining more control over yourself. That control that you gain over yourself helps you gain control over your life. So now you manifest things into your life the way that you want to. Things don't just happen and you're disappointed with the outcome. You manifest it exactly how you want to. You know what I'm saying? It comes into your life the way that it's supposed to be because you made it happen that way. And meditation is the key to opening up the doorway for those type of possibilities and that type of thinking, you know. So that is probably the most important thing. If you don't get into any of those other things, you want to get into meditation, you know, and you want to release the fear that you might, or the things that you might have heard and the narrative around these type of things. You know, hearing things like they're supernatural. Again, supernatural just means that it's natural, but it's supernatural. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. It goes above and beyond what natural things can do. So there's no need to be fear of that. If your spirit doesn't resonate with that, then maybe it's not for you. You know, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just telling you there's tools on hand that you can tap into and start getting things done right now. You might have $1 million question and not know who to ask, and you can turn to the cards. You know what I'm saying? These are tools that we have that our ancestors used to use that we've been disconnected from. So if this video resonates with you, you know what I'm saying, please get into these practices sooner than later. You know, tools are there and they're ready to help you get to where you want to be in life.